Hi everyone, I'm Snow. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share a great news with you. My parents finally got their permanent residency in Canada, so they can come to Canada anytime and stay for as long as they want. And in this video, I want to share my experience sponsoring them to become the permanent resident in Canada. I know that many of you are on the same boat with me. You immigrated to Canada and you want to be reunited with your family. And this video will show you the entire process that I did in order to sponsoring them to come to Canada. Some of you might already know this. In Canada, the permanent residency, especially when you sponsoring your parents, is a lottery system. So in 2020, I decided that I want to enter them in the pool, at least. At that time, they don't feel ready to become a permanent resident yet, but I told them we're not going to be that lucky and the whole process is going to take a while, so might as well just get in the pool first. On September 22nd, 2020, I entered the pool for sponsoring the parents, and it was such a wise decision, I would say, because after that, IRCC decided that they will only draw candidates from the 2020 pool for a while. And by October 13th, we received a sponsor confirmation with a confirmation number. And by November 27, we received another confirmation with the unique client identifier. And then after that, I haven't heard back from IRCC for the longest time. But by September 27th, 2021, almost 10 months later, we got extremely lucky that the Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada sent us a letter saying they're pleased to invite us to apply for the sponsorship as part of the 2021 Parents and Grandparents Program. We have 60 days from the date we received this email to submit the application online. There are a list of forms and documentation that they require in order to apply for this sponsorship. It includes information about the sponsor, which is me, and information about my parents. So they give us a deadline till December 6, 2021. You also have to pay the application fee at that point, which is $2,270 for 2 people. We submitted our application on November 3rd, 2021. We didn't hear from IRCC for another 6 months till May 19th, 2022. We received a letter and say that they have reviewed our applications. They mentioned that they regret to advise that I am not eligible to sponsor my parents. And the reason that they give us is that I did not meet the minimum income requirement. I was so confused because I checked the income requirements before even entering my parents to the pool. But in the letter, they explained that when I sponsor both of my parents, we're a group of 3 instead of a group of 2. So when I check the income requirements, I should look at the group of 3 instead of the group of 2. Thus, they say that I'm ineligible to be a sponsor for one of the tax years. They mention that this will definitely impact the decision of the immigration officer. But since I chose, no matter what happened, to proceed with application, they still gonna review my cases and keep going. It did mention that I have the right to appeal if in the future the final decision came. And then they also sent us another letter, explain the financial requirements for the sponsor. I was really crushed receiving this letter because after all the wait and after the $2,000 already spent, it felt like a roller coaster because we got in right away, and then now they told me that I'm not qualified. By this point, which is 2022, I already have my 2021 tax return, so I decided that I want to send them a letter to explain my cases. So in May 2022, I sent them a letter to explain my situation, and I showed them my new tax returns, employment letter again. On the same day that my parents did receive the email to invite them to do their biometrics test, which collects the fingerprints and photo from them. And my parents, they're from Hunan, so we don't have an office in Hunan to do this. They had to travel to Guangzhou in order to do the biometrics. On December 28, 2022, during Christmas, we received another email from IRCC asking for more information regarding my income and an updated sponsorship form to see if the family status changed, and they asked for parents' police certificate. By 2022, I got married, so there was one more family member, but it's good that at least my spouse, he has income and that would not affect the sponsorship. And at this time, it asks us to gather all the required documents in 30 days. On January 17th, I submitted the documents. By March 21st, 2023, I received their invitation for doing medical examinations. Another 30 days were given to do that. Usually people say it's a good sign if they ask you to do the medical exam. Parents, they had to travel to Guangzhou again, and they did the medical examination on April 5th, 2023. Just when you think, okay, this is the last thing we're gonna do and we're just gonna wait for the information, I received another letter from IRCC on April 11th, 2023. In this email, they mentioned that they need additional medical information from my dad. They give us 60 days in total for this. I have already booked tickets for my parents to come to visit me on May 1st, 2023. So they won't have enough time to do it in China again. And we decided to wait till they are in Canada to do it. One good thing about it is that you don't have to do it in the same office. You can travel to different cities or different locations, even different countries, as long as they are affiliated with IRCC. And on May 24th, 2023, took my dad to the medical office, did the additional lab test, did the x-ray, and the record were submitted by the doctor's office on August 17th, 2023. The doctor told me that you don't have to complete all the tests before the 60 days. You only need to go to a doctor by the 60 days, and you can wait for longer to do your tests. So that's something good to know. From May to September, we did not hear anything back from IRCC. My parents, because they're on travel visa, so they can only stay for 6 months. That means that by end of November, they have to go. I decided on September 1st that I'm going to apply for the extended stay for them. And I want to extend their stay till April 1st, 2024. I actually thought that this application to extended stay helped with their permanent residency cases, because by November 21st, 2023, we got the confirmation that their extended stay was approved, and we received the email saying that their PR is pending confirmation. They sent us an email saying that it asked for more information, asking if they're in Canada. They gave us 7 days to complete the information that's required, but the information required was super easy and simple, so I completed within 24 hours. The weirdest thing happened is that prior to applying for the extended stay, I always communicated with IRCC using my email as the sponsor, but for their extended stay, I used my mom's email to apply, and then somehow IRCC was able to make the link, and after that, anything related to their permanent residency was also sent to my mom's email. And on this email they sent in November, basically IRCC said they will create an account for them and send them information about their logins. And once they send that information, they can log in and click some information and upload photos to complete the last steps. But I didn't read the part that they will create the logins, so I created for them. And apparently that will also extend the processing time, so please do not do that. Just wait for IRCC to create the account for you in the permanent residency portal. Usually, according to the forums, it'll take just about a week. After a month, we still haven't heard anything and I got so worried, so I followed up with IRCC on December 29th, 2023. And on January 9th, 2024, finally, we received an email saying your account has been created. On January 10th, 2024, I confirmed that they're in Canada and I uploaded a photo that was taken within 6 months. On January 17th, 2024, the electronic confirmation of permanent residency paper was available for download. And they received another email to congratulate them for becoming permanent residents and things they can do in the meantime, such as getting their social insurance number, getting their health card. It was indicated on their paper that their electronic confirmation of permanent residency was valid till early April. I always just book tickets without knowing things, and at this point, I booked tickets for them to go back to China in early March of 2024. Towards the end of February, on the portal, it still shows that IRCC is reviewing their information, and I was so nervous that they will go back to China without receiving their PR cards. Every day I was checking the mailbox to see if it has arrived. On February 26, 2024, they received their permanent residence card. From entering the pool till they received the card, it's 3 years and 4 months. When I was applying for a permanent resident, I remember that you have to leave the country and come back to do the landing. But now IRCC changed it. You don't have to leave the country to do landing anymore, which is really nice. Some lesson learned during this whole process. The first one is start early. You never know when would IRCC change their policy. Even if your parents or your grandparents, they don't feel ready to move yet, still just enter them in the pool. As I mentioned earlier, that IRCC is still drawing candidates from the 2020 pool, so they haven't opened their pool for like a good 3 or 4 years now. So enter the pool as early as possible. The second advice that I have is read the IRCC policies carefully. Don't make the same mistake that I made, that later on you'll find out you're not qualified or you're ineligible as a sponsor, or if you make a mistake during your application. So read the website carefully. The third one is have the documents ready. If you're applying for your parents or grandparents, most of the time you're in different countries, you're in different time zones. And the IRCC only gives you sometimes 30 days, sometimes 60 days to complete those required documents. Make sure you have a checklist, and once you receive the invitation from IRCC, you are able to gather all those documents as fast as you can. The fourth advice that I have is feel free to write to IRCC. Even though you feel like you're just throwing a stone in the ocean, still do it. They actually will take the letter into consideration. There are many times that I had to write to IRCC to explain my situations. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's worth trying. And the last advice that I have is patience is your best friend. I still consider myself lucky to only spend 3 years and 4 months to get my parents their permanent residency, because there are still people waiting in the 2020 pool to hope to get selected. That means that there are people who are spending 4 years, even 5 years, in order to get their parents or grandparents to come to Canada. So be patient. Thank you for watching this video. And if you felt the information that I shared is useful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any question regarding the application process, regarding the timeline, you can always write a comment in the comment section below. I'll try my best to answer your question. I would love to have you to subscribe to this channel. I'll continue to share my experience in Canada. Good luck, everyone. Bye.